What's up, everybody? Let's make sure we got our audio. I don't want to be telling y'all the wrong thing. Y'all say it wrong. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright, guys, welcome into 4th and 25 with Jrams. We are back. We've been on a hiatus for a couple of weeks. Took a break, had to do some other stuff, plus the normal day job, unfortunately. But anyway, hope y'all are ready to strap in and lock on. The season is fastly approaching. We are 18 days from the start of the college football season. It is good to be back. I needed a break, but been trying to get some stuff ready because, as y'all know, we are going to 2 days a week with our show. I'm going to do Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're going to do it through December, through the regular season and championship weekend. So it's nice to be back, though. We got a lot to get into. So to tell you what we're going to do for the next couple of weeks, for this week, we're going to do player rankings. Today's offense. Thursday will be defense, special teams, plus any other couple of nuggets or something to talk about. Next week, we will do team unit rankings, like best receiver rooms, running back rooms, linebacker cores, stuff like that. And then the next week, the week leading up to week 0, our first week of games, that Tuesday will be our G6 preview show and predictions. And then that Thursday, our final show before week 0, that weekend when those games kick off, we will do our Power 4 preview, and then we'll close it out with predictions for the season. And I'll give you my final top 25 to start the year, playoff picks, conference champs, all that stuff. All right, so enough of me yapping about it, but we are back, baby. I am live on YouTube now. 4th and 25 has its own YouTube page. And I've got some music playing. Why have I got audio playing? What is playing? There's some audio playing in my earplugs. I don't know why we got audio playing. Got some music playing and I can't figure out where it's coming from. There is something interfering with my headphones. I don't know what's going on here. Hang on. Okay. There is something else playing in my earplugs and I can't figure out what it is. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're just going to, okay, screw it. I've already dicked around too much. Alright guys, welcome in. So, let's get into it. We've got some stories to talk about real quick, and then we'll get into these player rankings. Coaches polls out. So here is your preseason coaches poll, led by Ohio State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Notre Dame. That's your top 5. 6 through 10, we've got Indiana, we've got Miami, reigning champions Indiana. It's still weird saying that. We got Miami, we got Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and then Ole Miss. That's your preseason top 10. 11 through 15 is where Alabama, Texas Tech, LSU, USC, BYU all resign. Michigan 16, Penn State, Tennessee, Washington, and SMU. That's your top 20. 21 through 25, Utah, Iowa, hello Hawkeyes, Clemson, Houston, and then the one that probably had everybody head scratching, Missouri. So just a kind of a quick thought on this. Not going to get too worked up about it. I know a lot of people are asking, why in the world is Missouri ranked? I get it. Really curious on Ahmad Hardy's status. Is he going to play? Is he going to miss the start of the season? Who knows? Is Austin Simmons going to take that step and be the quarterback that he's capable of? Iowa, what are they doing there? They don't even know who their QB is yet. But they've got a lot of good pieces around them, so I'm not really fussing at that one. Clemson, I get it. Let's see.
Little surprised to see Miami as low, but not in a way. I think Texas A&M might be a little high, but they can also shock us. Anybody else that really jumps out? Tennessee's a lot higher than I thought they would be. That was probably the one that caught my attention the most. But anyway, there is your preseason coaches poll. Ohio State with 38 first place votes. Georgia had 7. I think Oregon 6. Texas 2. Notre Dame 5. Indiana 14. Good motivation there for Indiana as the reigning champs. Okay, we're going to try this again. Let's see.
Did we get this on? Are we on? Check, check, check. All right. Got my earbuds back in. We're going to see if we don't have any more interference like we did a minute ago. All right, so there's your preseason coaches poll. Okay. Did you see what the new Purdue athletic director said? This guy made a positive look on himself. And I believe this was his introductory press conference to start the season, if I'm not mistaken. All right, so yeah, here it is. New Purdue athletic director Tommy McClelland, I guess that's how you say his name. Introductory press conference. This guy comes up to the podium and literally said that. I wish I could have the audio for you. I'd play it for you. But this guy comes to the podium and says, "We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win them, go to Indiana." Oh, to student athletes, recruits, if you told them this, buddy, oh Lord. Oh Lord. One of the most idiotic statements you can make since your rival, Indiana, just won their first national championship in college football history, their first national title. And they were Big Ten champs. Beat Ohio State, and then they beat Miami in the title game. Oh, brother. And meanwhile, your football program is coming off a 2-win season and is trying their dangest to get back to be even relevant because their football program at Purdue has been absolute garbage for the last several years. Yeah, your basketball program's solid. Remember, Indiana's got natties in basketball too. But we ain't here to talk about basketball. We're here to talk about football. So yeah, nice introductory press conference there. Great line. Should have thought that one through, buddy. Should have thought that one through. Big time. Okay. All right. So, yeah, here you go. Every recruit, every current student athlete will hear this. We are here to win championships. If you don't want to win them, go to Indiana. and the Indiana, Purdue sitting on different ends of the Big Ten hierarchy right now. Since Kurt's been in Bloomington, they're 27-2. They beat Purdue last year 56-3. Remember that. I got a feeling Kurt Singletti is not going to forget that when they play at the end of this upcoming season. Okay, so there's that. Wow. On a little bit of a more sad news, a little tough news here for USC as they lose their starting center, Killian O'Connor. He's out for the season. He suffered a non-contact leg injury a few days ago, announced by Coach Lincoln Riley. He started 7 games last year, was projected to be the starter at the position and a full room on USC's experienced offensive line. This is a tough one for us just from an emotional standpoint. He said he's certainly one of the leaders and kind of heartbeats of this program. Yeah, this is a tough one. He described it as a freak injury and added that he wouldn't be surprised if O'Connor was still voted a team captain for the year. He was a redshirt senior who arrived as a walk-on in 2022. Got playing time in 23 and 24, and before last year, he was put on scholarship. USC's offensive line has gotten better, bigger, and stronger. So, yeah, this is a tough loss for the Trojans, who've entered this season with high expectations. A lot of people are very high on USC as a playoff contender entering the fall, so tough loss there for the Trojans, but we'll see how it goes. Another offensive lineman to talk about real quick. Cole Hudson is rejoining Texas after winning his court battle against the NCAA. Who doesn't win a court battle against the NCAA these days? He gets a 5th year of eligibility. He's played 48 games for Texas with 23 starts at 3 positions. He had exhausted his eligibility last fall. He had got undrafted, participated in many camps with the Browns and Cowboys, did not let a contract. As you see at the bottom, he filed a lawsuit in July in Travis County, Texas. and got his additional year. So, all right. It's big news for Texas fans, I guess, to be excited about. All right. So, let's move on. Let's see. Let me make sure. I feel like I'm missing something here. All right. I'll take a quick break real quick. Wait, are we acting up here? Okay. So, next up, I promised y'all some player rankings. I started this week with offense. We are going to start with offensive line here in just a second. Trying to get my picture still uploaded. Okay, why can I not see? Okay, we'll load that up. A little slow here. Apologies, guys. All right. Okay, T, good. Center. All right. So we're going to start with offensive line for our player rankings. We're going to start with our offensive line. Because I was an offensive lineman. I played when I was in high school. I was an offensive lineman. Sorry, I've got some old outdated equipment here, guys. All right, we're going to start with centers, the leaders of the offensive line. So as you see the list right here, I have a G6 top 5 and a top 10 overall. Now, if a G6 guy makes my top 10, then we'll call it the G6 next top 5. This is Jrams centers, starting at the G6 level, next top 5. Number 5, Stephen Demboski of Delaware. He has 11 starts in his last season. He is a first-team All-Conference USA performer last year for the Blue Hens. He'll be interesting to watch. Also in that list with him is Adam Lepekowski. Sorry if I butchered that name. He plays at UAB. This young man's made 17 starts his last 2 years and kind of been a focal point for the Blazers on the offensive line. And number 4, I've got Griffin Empey of North Dakota State. As we all know, North Dakota State makes great offensive linemen. 13 starts last year. He was first-team FCS All-American, and he will help lead as the Bison begin their first season in the Mountain West. At number 3, we've got Caden Robinette at New Mexico. 13 starts last year, second-team All-Mountain West. Really good blocker. Been hearing good things about him on New Mexico pages. Number 2, Zach Greenberg of James Madison. He was first-team Sun Belt last year with 14 starts. Very good piece for Billy Napier to have on his offensive line. And then my top G6 center, not named a certain one in just a minute, Aaron Fenimore at Liberty. He has made 24 starts for the Flames the last 2 years, and of course a first-team Conference USA selection. Really good player. All right, top 10. Number 10, we've got Harris Sewell at Clemson, 17 starts, 35 games played the last 3 years, one of the ACC's better ones. Number 9, Carson Hinsman at Ohio State. We know how good they are at producing offensive line. Last 3 years, he's had 35 starts to his name, 41 games played. Really good blocker to protect Julian Sayin, Bo Jackson in that offense. Number 8, Sheridan, I hope I said that right, Wilson at Texas Tech. He has 27 starts in the last 2 years for the Red Raiders. Number 7 is Colton Price at Kentucky. He's got 30 starts the last 3 years at Baylor. He's a transfer. He's expected to play a big role in the All right. Here we go again. I've got interference. Dadgummit. All right.
All right, we back on? All right, we're good. All right. Sorry, guys, we had some audio interference. I'm just going to put the earbuds up for today. Number 7, Colton Price of Kentucky. 30 starts the last 3 years at Baylor. He's a transfer, expected to make a big difference in Kentucky's O-line. Number 5, Iowa, Cade Peter. 25 starts the last 3 years. As you all know, Iowa produces great offensive linemen. No shock. Number 4, Brady Small of Army, my top G6 center, obviously. 34 starts last 3 years. First team AAC. Was the leader of the Joe Moore award-winning offensive line for Army a couple years ago, and back for one last hurrah. Great player to have. Number 3, we've got Justin Evans of Nebraska. 30 starts, 38 games last 3 years for the Huskers. So if you go by this ranking, he's my second Big Ten center. Really good player. Number 2, I've got Drew Bobo at Georgia. 13 starts, 4-team All-American last year. Really good center. Nice piece for Kirby Smart and the Dogs to have. And number 1, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pronounce this guy's name, but Ian Pini Lulu at Oregon. 30 starts, 43 games played last 3 years. First team Big Ten performer. My top center. You can't go wrong with any of those guys, especially that top 4 in my opinion. But he's the starting center for Oregon. 43 games played last 3 years. 30 starts. All-league performer. Really good offensive lineman. So he checks in at number 1 on my centers list. Okay, so there's your centers. Let's move on, and we will do the offensive guards. If I can. Hopefully y'all can still hear me okay. Offensive guards. G6 top 5. Number 5, Eric King at Temple. He has 19 starts the last 2 years. And Casey Keeler loves having this kid on his offensive line. Number 4, Edward Fonua at Fresno State. 17 starts last 3 years. Played all 13 games last year for the Bulldogs. One of the new Pac-12's better linemen. Number 3 is Gavin Dabo at Western Michigan. He had started all 14 games last year for the Broncos. Really good all-MAC performer. Nice blocker for Jalen Buckley and their quarterback to have. I can't remember the QB's name right off. Oh, Brock Lowry. Number 2, Marshall's Jalen Slappy. That name always makes me chuckle. But anyway, Jalen Slappy at Marshall. 30 starts last 3 years. First team All Sun Belt performer. Number 1, my top G6 guard, Roger Carrion at Boise State. 26 starts, 35 games played last 4 years. All Mountain West player. Now, of course, they're in the Pac-12. Got a potentially good future as an NFL lineman. Real quick, I was going to change this to a top 10 offensive lineman instead of doing guards, tackles, and centers. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to give the offensive line some more love. So I decided to give these guys their own little groups. Anyway, so that's my top 5 as far as G6. And then you go into the top 10 overall. Number 10, we got Cohen Nichols of Texas A&M. Oh, no, wait. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so we got a typo here. Number 10 is actually Malachi Carney of Georgia Tech. Started all 13 games last year for the Jackets. Number 9, sorry about that. I don't know. That should have been changed. But anyway, number 9 is John Mills of Washington. 8 starts, 11 games. Honorable mention for the Big Ten last year. All Big Ten honorable mention as a freshman. So John's entering his sophomore year at Washington. Really good player. Number 8, with a lot of potential. Number 8 is Greg Johnson of Minnesota. He has 28 starts the last 2 years. PJ Fleck develops big, meaty offensive linemen to make holes for their running backs and protect their QBs. Number 7, we got Brandon Baker at Texas. Started all 13 games last year for the Horns. Really good. Number 6, Notre Dame's Anthony Knapp. 27 starts the last 2 years for the Irish. Notre Dame, according to many, has the best offensive line in the country entering the season. Number 5, a transfer, Shadre Hurst of Houston. He comes over from Tulane, where he had 37 starts, 42 games played his last 3 years, being in New Orleans with the Green Wave. He transfers to join Willie Fritz in Houston. Willie was, of course, at Tulane, I believe, when Shadre just got there, so there's a connection there. But anyway, Shadre Hurst, really good lineman, possibly the Big 12's best offensive guard. Number 4, we go to the Big Ten with Drew Evans of Indiana returning from the champs. He's got 21 starts the last 2 years. Phenomenal blocker. Number 3, Ohio State's Austin Everfield. 21 starts, 30 games played the last 2 years. Really good blocker. He only gets better. He'll get even better this year. Number 2, another name that's kind of hard for me to pronounce, but is Izoma, I guess. Radikahai, I guess, at Northwestern. 15 starts last 2 years. Really good blocker. NFL future waiting for him. And number 1, comes from the Big 12. Evan Tingesdahl, gosh, he's named, at Cincinnati. 13 starts last year, all Big 12 player. Came back for one more year with Scott Satterfield and the Bearcats. But really good blocker, really good blocker. Nice little piece to have on your offensive line there. All right, so that's your offensive guards. We'll keep on rolling here. We're going to do our offensive tackles. I wish I could get this thing to scroll. The scroll is not working. All right. Offensive tackles. G6 top 5. Number 5, we've got Fresno State's Braden Walton. He started 12 games last year for the Bulldogs. Another nice piece on that O-line. Number 4, Nevada's Jack Foster, probably the best player on the whole Nevada team. 26 starts in his career. He started 12 last year at Nevada. He is a transfer. Number 3, we head back to Western Michigan with Chad Schuster. He had 14 starts last year, all MAC performer. Another really good piece on that football team. Number 2, Hayden Chrisman of Louisiana Tech, 24 starts in 2 years. Second team All-Conference USA performer for the Bulldogs last year. Now he'll, of course, be a focal point with them as they move to the Sun Belt. Number 1, Boise State's Dalen Mator, 15 starts, 19 games played the last 2 years. Another Bronco offensive lineman with a big future ahead. All right, so that's our offensive line. We're going to take a quick break. We've not took a break yet. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will continue looking at offensive player rankings. So we will see you guys here in just a second. All right, guys, welcome back to 4th and 25 with Jram, the return episode. All right, so we just completed our top 10 offensive lineman rankings for each position, centers, guards, tackles. Let's roll on. I'm missing a graphic. Let me see who we're forgetting. There's tight ends, there's quarterbacks, receivers. Okay, so I need my running backs list. You'll give me just a second. Photo library. Give me just a second. Apologies. All right, let's see if that'll work. Somehow I didn't get my... Okay. All right, moving on. Let's move over to the pass catchers room. We're going to do our tight ends, our top tight ends list for you. Here we go. All right, G6 top 5 tight ends entering the season. Number 5, Jerron Askin. He plays for Missouri State. 14 catches he had 19 catches, 224 yards, but he caught 5 touchdowns. Nice little red zone weapon there, 11.8 yards per catch for the Bears. Number 4, we go to the MAC with Joshua Long at Eastern Michigan. He caught 37 balls last season, 357 yards, almost 10 yards a catch for the Eagles. Got a really good quarterback up there, Noah Kim, not many people know about. But he'll have a nice one to throw him the football, and it's nice to have you a good tight end like that. Number 3, we'll go to the Sun Belt with Toby Payne. He's at Marshall, 37-catch season, also close to 400 yards. He caught 3 scores, 10.6 yards per catch. Number 2, Cade Keith at New Mexico. He caught 20 balls for 253, 3 touchdowns, averaged almost 13 yards a catch for the Lobos. Nice little pass-catching option there for the Lobos. At number 1, we got Peter Clark at Temple. He is the 30 catches. This cat had 483 in receiving yards, almost a 500-yard year for the Owls. He caught 16.1 was his yards per catch. He caught 6 touchdowns, had a great year for the Owls, and expected to do more this year in their offense. He is the number 1 G6 tight end, according to, at least for my preseason rankings. All right, let's move to the top 10 overall. Number 10, you see Gavin Harris of Georgia Tech. He is a transfer from New Mexico State. where he had 531 yards receiving last year on 37 catches, 14.4 yards per catch. He'll be a nice weapon for Brent Key's offense with their new quarterback, Alberto Mendoza. Number 9, we go to the Big 12. We got Garrett Oakley. He's at Kansas State. He has 38 catches last season for 389, 6 touchdowns. Number 8 in the SEC, we go to Brett Norfleet at Missouri. He's coming off a 254 receiving yard campaign where he caught 5 touchdowns. Number 7 in the ACC, Jeremiah Hasley at Duke. Not going to hear a lot about him, I guess, since his quarterback left. But, I mean, we'll see who their quarterback is. But anyway, Jeremiah Hasley, he had 40 catches for 454 and 6 touchdowns, averaged about 11 yards a catch. Number 6, another transfer. We go to the Big Ten with Benjamin Brahmer from Penn State. He's an Iowa State transfer, like 40-something other players were. Anyway, at Iowa State, he had 37 catches last year for 446, 6 touchdowns, 12 yards a catch. Number 5, another transfer. We got Brody Foley from Louisville. He comes over from Tulsa, where he had 528 yards last season and averaged 14 yards a catch, and I believe he caught 7 touchdowns for Tulsa. But he comes to Louisville to give them another weapon in their offense. Number 4, we've got DJ Vonnegut from Iowa. He had 434 last year and 3 touchdowns. Of course, Iowa's a tight end factory. As we know, the Hawkeyes are known for producing tight ends. Number 3, this one might be a little stretch, but I'll give you a reason. Jamari Johnson of Oregon, 32 catches, 5'10", 3 touchdowns for the Ducks. Very good. But last year, of course, he was number 2 behind Kenyon Sadiq, who's now in the NFL. Many people think this cat is better than Sadiq. So, really good tight end for the Ducks. Be nice to have. Number 2, I've got Terrence Carter Jr. of Texas Tech. 51 catches last season. He caught 552 yards, 5 touchdowns, 10.4 yards a catch. Regardless of the quarterback situation, he'll be a nice weapon as the Big 12's best tight end. And number 1, we'll go down to Baton Rouge with Tre'Davious Green of LSU. He had 433 yards last year, 7 touchdowns, 13.1 yards a catch, 33 catches. Nice pass-catching weapon for Sam Leavitt to have. So he was one of the shining stars for last year's 7 disappointing season for the LSU Tigers, but expected to take a big step this year and shine in Lane Kiffin and Charlie Weiss Jr.'s offense. All right, so that's your tight ends. Let's go to the other part of the receiving spectrum. Oh, that's not it. Let's go to wide receivers. Oh, sorry. All right, wide receiver rooms. I mean, not receiver rooms. That's next week. Receivers. G6 top 5. Hawaii. You've got Pafel Ashlock at number 5. He had 76 catches last year, had 827 yards, 5 touchdowns. Was injured, I believe, late in spring practice or during summer workouts, so we don't know for sure what his status is right now for the Warriors, but I'm going to keep him here for the time being in case he's ready to go week 0 against Stanford. Number 4, we've got Chauncey Cobb of Arkansas State, one of the returning weapons that Butch Jones has. He had 73 catches last season for 797. Okay, yeah, there we go. All right. He had 797 yards. Number 3 is Chris Don at Texas State. If you notice, 2 of the top 3 are actually Texas State kids. Number 3, Chris Don, he had over 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns, 15.5 yards a catch, caught 65 balls. Number 2, Easton Messer, I hope I said his name right, at Florida Atlantic. He had a 100-plus catch season, 104 catches for the Owls, over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. And number 1, I settled with Bo Sparks, also of Texas State. He had 84 catches, exactly 1,200 yards last year, 10 touchdowns. How is he not an all-Sun Belt performer? If he was, 14.3 yards per catch. Could very well be the top receiver in the new Pac-12 this year as the Bobcats move to the Pac-12. All right, top 10 at the top. Number 10, Evan Stewart of Oregon. He did not play last season. He is coming back from injury. In 2024, he had a 613-yard season. And then in 2 years at A&M, he had over 1,100 yards in his career for the Aggies. Expected to come back and have a big year. Hopefully he can stay healthy. Number 9, underrated, underappreciated, does not get the respect because he plays at Rutgers. Number 9 is KJ Duff. He had over 1,000 yards last year, 7 touchdowns, 18.1 yards per catch, 60 catch season. Again, I know he plays for Rutgers, so he doesn't get a lot of talk, but a very productive receiver and a very good player. Number 8, Ryan Coleman Williams, Alabama. He had 49 catches last year for 689, 14.1 a catch. I think he caught 4 touchdowns, if I'm looking at that correctly. Needs to come back with a strong year. Now, of course, we don't know who the quarterback is yet for Alabama, even though indications are saying Austin Mack, but we'll see. Number 7, Mario Craver at Texas A&M. He's coming off a 59-catch season where he had 917, 4 touchdowns, 15.5 a catch. Number 6, another returning piece from the national champion Indiana Hoosiers, Charlie Becker. He had a 34-catch, 679-yard season, 4 touchdowns. Yards per catch, 20 yards per catch for a wide receiver. You don't hear that often, but that's got to be tops of returning receivers. When you average 20 yards a catch, you're averaging 2 first downs a catch. That is wild, bro. Number 5, Omari Thomas of Houston, 67 catches for 966, 12 touchdowns, 14.4 yards per catch. Big 12's top returning receiver, obviously. Got a good QB in Connor Wigman to throw him the football. Expected to have another big year for the Cougars. Number 4, this is where I put Cam Coleman at Texas. He had a 708 yards last year, 5 touchdowns, 12.6 a catch. Number 3, Deuce Robertson, the shining star of Florida State. Much respect to him for coming back for another year because he could have went on to the NFL. But Deuce Robertson, 56 catches, 1,000-yard season, 1,000 plus actually, 6 touchdowns. If I'm reading that correctly, 19.3 a catch. That is wild. Number 2, Malachi Toney of Miami. This young man put on a great first season where he had 109 catches, over 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, 11 yards a catch. And then finally, I don't think this one was debatable, the number 1 receiver in college football entering the season. We'll be shocked if he's not at the end of the season. Number 1, Jeremiah Smith of the Ohio State Buckeyes. He had 87 catches last year, over 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns, 14.3 yards per catch. Expected to, of course, shine again. Ohio State has an unbelievable receiver room led by this young man. All right, so that is the receiver room. Moving on, let's go to running backs. Our top 5 in the G6. Number 5. You're going to see a couple of Boise State running backs. Are you shocked? We know how Boise State is about their running backs. Number 5, Cyree Gaines. He had a 811-yard season last year, 8 touchdowns, 5 yards a carry. Would have had more, but he shared the workload with that number 1 back. We'll get on him in just a second. Number 4, Will Henderson of UTSA. He had 866 yards, 6 touchdowns, 6.9 yards per carry. Nice little piece for the Roadrunners. Number 3, one of my favorite players, Jalen Buckley of Western Michigan. He had over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, 5.6 yards a carry. Had a really good, strong year last year, especially in the second half. Expected to be a focal point for the Broncos as they look to defend their MAC championship. Number 2, Jaden Thomas. He's out at UNLV. 985 yards last season, 12 touchdowns, 7.2 yards per carry. Be one of the focal points for Dan Mullen's offense. And number 1, yes, another Boise State running back, Dylan Riley. He had over 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, caught 2 touchdowns, 5.8 yards per carry. Boise State's running back room is pretty good when you got a 2-headed monster like Dylan Riley and Cyree Gaines. Okay, moving into the top 10 overall. Number 10, a player that I actually think I put too low, but anyway, L.J. Martin of BYU. He comes back after a 1,300-yard season, 12 touchdowns, 5.5 yards per carry. Really good running back. Number 9 is Nate Frazier at Georgia. Obviously, we know how good he is. 947 yards last year, 6 touchdowns, 5.5 yards a carry. Number 8, Bo Jackson of Ohio State. He had a 1,000-yard season, 6 touchdowns, 6.1 a carry. Number 7, another Rutgers player, Antoine Raymond. This guy will fly under the radar. He won't get the respect he deserves because he's at Rutgers, but 1,241 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5.1 a carry. Number 6, a transfer, Caleb Hawkins of Oklahoma State. If you did not see this kid at North Texas last year, you missed a show. This young man finished with 1,434 yards, 25 touchdowns. That is absolutely insane. 25 touchdowns last season, but he's also stepping up in competition, going from North Texas to Oklahoma State. So we'll see what this year brings. But as of right now, based on what we have, I think number 6 is a good spot for him. Number 5, going down to Florida, Jaden Baugh, 1,100 yards, 1,100 plus. He also had 200 plus receiving yards. He had over, 1,170 rushing, 8 touchdowns, 5.3 yards to carry. One of the SEC's better running backs. Number 4, Mark Fletcher of the Miami Hurricanes, 1,192, 10 touchdowns, 5.5 yards to carry. Nice piece, of course, for the Canes. Number 3, a cat coming back from injury. He did have some injuries last year, but he is recovered and should shine, and that's Isaac Brown of the Louisville Cardinals. He had 884 last year, 7 touchdowns, 8.8 yards per carry, and like I said, fought some injuries, so did not get to play the whole season, but expected back to be healthy this season. Number 2 and number 1 are tied because I'll explain that here in a second. Keywan Lacey of Ole Miss, 1,567 yards, 24 touchdowns last year, basically 5.1 a carry. Really good running back. Was banged up in the Fiesta Bowl in that playoff semifinal game. Hopefully he's fully healthy and good to go. Tremendous running back, in my opinion, the SEC's best running back entering the season. And Ahmad Hardy of Missouri, he had 1,649, 16 touchdowns, 6.4 a carry last season. Obviously, unless you live under a rock, you know what happened to him. He was shot this offseason, but thankfully, more importantly than anything, he's still alive and still here with us. But he's recovered. Apparently, he's been cleared for football stuff, but we'll see what the situation is. Is he going to play the whole year? Is he going to play part of the year? I wouldn't bet on him playing in their opener against Pine Bluff, but I've got him here temporary. We'll see what happens, though. So, anyway, the two-headed SEC monster, Keywan Lacey and Ahmad Hardy, top my running backs list for 2026 entering the season. Okay, so that leaves us with just one more position group. I think you know what position group that is. The quarterbacks. I nearly changed this at the last minute, but I just decided to go with it. So let's go to the quarterback room. Let me find my words because my papers are all out of whack. All right, quarterbacks. G6 top 5 quarterbacks entering the season. These are guys most of you probably don't know about and probably don't care to know about, but I'm going to tell you about them. Number 5, Carlos Del Rio Wilson of Marshall. He threw for over 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, only 5 picks last season, 66.8 completion percentage. And he also rushed for 661 yards, 6 touchdowns. So 23 total scores for him. He'll be one of the Sun Belt's better quarterbacks. Number 4, we go to the island with Micah Olajide at Hawaii. He threw for over 3,106, 24-9 touchdown pick ratio, 66.3 completion percentage. Hawaii, of course, usually always stout at the quarterback position. Number 3, a quarterback not many people are going to pay attention to because his team's been bad lately. Caden Vetkamp of Florida Atlantic. Last year he threw for 36-41, 24 touchdowns. However, 17 interceptions, a very concerning number. 67% completion percentage. Got to cut down on the turnovers for the Owls. Has to cut down on them. If Florida Atlantic's going to take the next step and get to the postseason, he's got to do better. So the 24-17 touchdown pick ratio is concerning, but he's still a strong quarterback. Number 2, this is where Owen McCown of UTSA settled. Almost a 3,000-yard season, 30-7 on the touchdown interception ratio, so that's pretty good. 67.6 completion percentage. And then finally, my number 1 quarterback in the G6, Brad Jackson of the Texas State Bobcats. He threw for 3,224 last year, 21 touchdowns, only 7 picks, had over 744 rushing and 17 more scores. So he ended the season at 39 68 on total yards, and 38 total touchdowns, 21 passing, 17 rushing. So he'll be a nice piece for the Bobcats in that explosive offense. All right, quarterbacks as far as top 10 in the grander scheme of things. Number 10, Devin Dampier of Utah. This young man is a electrifying playmaker. He was at New Mexico, and now he's been at Utah. Last year, he threw for 2490 and 24 touchdowns while rushing for 835 and 10 more scores. 63.5 completion percentage. So basically, if you do the math, he had about 3,300 yards of offense and 34 touchdowns for the Utes. And he came back for one more year. So Utah, at least, while the offensive line's a concern for Utah, they know they got the quarterback. Number 9, Drew Mestamaker of Oklahoma State. Maybe we're all kind of guilty of jumping on the hype with him a little bit, but this young man put on a show last year at North Texas coming to Oklahoma State, throwing for 43-79, 34 touchdowns, first team all-conference. Tremendously good, but let's see how he adjusts to the Big 12. Like we talked about with Caleb Hawkins on the running back list. Got to get used to the jump up in competition. So how will he handle that with the Cowboys? Number 8, this is where I dropped Sam Levitt of LSU. The injury history does concern me a little bit. If you remember 2 years ago, he had an incredible year, took Arizona State to the playoff, won the Big 12, put up great numbers. Had good numbers last year, but then he, of course, was injured late in the season. I think it was an ankle injury. He did not participate in LSU spring practice, but we'll see what he looks like. Last year, he did throw for 16-28, 10 touchdowns while running for 306 before he went down to injury. Still a really good player, though, and could shine under Lane Kiffin and Charlie Wise Jr. Number 7, this is where I put John Mateer of Oklahoma. He's coming back from a hand injury. He did battle a hand injury in the latter part of their season last year. Tough as nails. Love watching this kid play. He threw for 28-85, 14 scores, 62% completion percentage, I think that says. Did throw 11 interceptions, so you got to improve on that. 8 rushing touchdowns, so he had 22 scores despite the injury situation. Number 6, another transfer. This is where I put Darian Mensah of Miami. He comes over from Duke. And, of course, he also played at Tulane before that. But last year at Duke, he threw for 39-73, 34 touchdowns, a 67 completion percentage. Really good QB, and brings Mario Cristobal, another transfer quarterback capable of winning football games. Number 5, C.J. Carr of Notre Dame. He threw for 27-41 last year, 24-6 touchdown pick ratio, 66 completion percentage. Really good QB. Proved that he was the number 1 guy for Notre Dame. And do I dare say my preseason Heisman pick? Not sure yet. But anyway, C.J. Carr. Number 4, Dante Moore of Oregon. Another great playmaker. 35-65 last season for the Ducks. 71.8 completion percentage. Really good. 30 touchdowns, 10 picks. But can be a really good playmaker. Just got to bring it on the big stage. As y'all know what happened to Oregon last year in the semifinals. He struggled really bad against Indiana. But very good player. NFL future waiting on him. Will be fun to watch as he comes back for one last hoorah with the Ducks. Number 3. This is where Trinidad Chambliss settles in, the Ole Miss star quarterback. Last year he threw for 39-37, 22 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions, had 8 rushing touchdowns, and didn't even play the whole year. He was not the starter in the first game and did not start the second game, but he came in the second game because Austin Simmons got hurt. And the rest was history. And Trinidad, of course, lit up the college football world. He is back for one last run with Ole Miss. New offensive coordinator. Obviously, Pete Golden's the head coach. But your new OC, John David Baker. I think they had a really good spring together. But let's see how it translates on the field. Number 2. I almost flipped this one. I really did. But I just settled with it and just decided to go with it. Number 2, Julian Sayin of Ohio State. Very well could be number 1. Threw for 36-10 last year, 32 touchdowns, only 8 picks, and a 77 completion percentage. It also helps when you've got a really good running back, a great offensive line, and the best receiving group in college football on your roster to throw the football to. So Julian Sayin settles at number 2. Number 1, call me a homer to the Mannings if you want to. I don't care. Number 1 is Arch Manning of Texas. threw for 3163, 26 touchdowns, only 7 picks, 10 rushing touchdowns, 61.4 completion percentage, and had a shaky start to last season, but then it got better as the year on. He played as good as anyone in the country the second half of the year, and enters this year as my number 1 quarterback as far as top returning QBs in college football. All right. So that was player rankings on the offensive side. Thursday will be defensive players and your special teams guys. And then next week will be team unit rankings. All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and we come back. We're going to talk a little bit about some playoff rumors, and then I'm going to give you my top 5 favorite commentators in college football before we get out of here. See you guys in just a minute.
To hate Andrew Anderson, stating truth that just can't wait. Got a podcast like a punch right to your face. College sports villain, taking it over the place. I bring the facts whether you like it or not. Dropping truth bombs, giving it all I got. They call me a villain. Well, I wear that badge with pride. Nothing but secrets they try to hide. I'm rocking my veins, rebellious to the core. I won't back down, won't take it anymore. The bad guy of the podcast world, that's me. Unleashing the truth, setting it all free. Unleashing the truth.
All right, guys, welcome back to 4th and 25 with Jrams. Hope you're having a good day. Please stay cool. Please stay hydrated. And if you ain't got to be outside, don't be outside. It's hot as heck. And you can say, yes, that's normal for August. But even the temperatures forecasted later this week are higher than what you would get in August. It's hot and it's miserable, but it is what it is. All right, so 2 things I'm going to discuss real quick before we get out of here. Playoff talk. Apparently, Heather Dinich and the great Josh Pate have reported that there was supposed to be meetings today, like the first meetings of a potential 24-team playoff that includes 4 play-in games that would help make up for the lost revenue if the conferences decide to get rid of their conference championship games. Y'all know my stance. I don't want 24. I think it's way too many. I think you're going to you're going to hurt the regular season big time. You're going to take away meanings. You're going to take away the meaning of the big games. And then, you'll shift it to other games. Like, case in point, you might get to the end of the year and Arkansas and Missouri might be a bigger game than Ohio State, Michigan as far as the playoff goes. I'm just scared you're going to come into a scenario where you're going to see teams start resting guys because they know they're in the playoff late in the year. I don't want that. I think you're saturating and you're hurting the lifeblood of the sport, and that's the regular season. We all love the regular season. It's the best part of the season, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll see where it goes. We'll see what the playoff's going to look like. I don't think we're going to have any announcements anytime soon, but discussions are ongoing about a 2014 format. And it sounds like we're getting close to an unanimous decision. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's do this. To close this show out, who are your favorite announcers in college football? Who are your favorite voices, people that call the games? So I decided to give my top 5. One of these I do not have a graphic for, but I'm going to go with it. So here's what I came up with. Number 5, the modern guy. Number 5, the great Chris Fowler. Him and Kirk Herbstreit, they call the games on Saturday night on ABC, ESPN, ABC. They call the national championship. Say what you want about him sometimes. I used to call him a homer to the big schools, the Power 4 schools, but not no more. I just love his energy, his passion. I love how he gets ramped up for big moments and big games. Great guy. I follow him on Instagram. Does a great job. Number 4. I don't have a picture of this one, but number 4 is Brent Musburger. Grew up watching him call a lot of games on ABC and such. Musburger, great commentator. Number 3, we know him in the SEC really well, Vern Lundquist. Dude was so good at calling games with him and Gary. So many great SEC calls over the years for Vern. Big fan of his. He gets number 3 on my ranking. Number 2, the great Brad Nessler. Him and Gary, of course, for the SEC on CBS and now the Big Ten on CBS. They do a wonderful job. His voice is just so good with college football and college football moments. And then finally, sorry for my barking dog, number 1, there's nobody that comes close to this man. My number 1 college football commentator, the late, great Keith Jackson, with his famous "Ho Nelly" line. This guy has called so many great games, called so many Rose Bowls. Love listening to him and Dan Fouts back in the day. My opinion, the GOAT. That man right there is the GOAT of college football broadcasting and will not be duplicated. Keith Jackson, my number 1. So, all right. One final time. Chris Fowler at 5. Brent Musburger 4. Vern at 3. You know Vern Lindquist. Number 2, Brad Nessler. And, of course, the GOAT, number 1, Keith Jackson. Point blank. That's my top 5. Whether you like it or not, I don't care. But, anyway, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. And that's our show. That is our first show back. Appreciate y'all, those of you who tuned in, whoever left the love emoji, I thank y'all. Be sure to give us a follow. 4th and 25 is now on YouTube. The show is on YouTube. We're going to be on YouTube from here on out. Hopefully we can build this thing. I really hope we can build this thing up. Down and Distance College Football page on Facebook. The Spread College Football Discussion on Facebook. That's 2 pages we have. Place to hang out, talk ball if you want to. We're there. I'm on Instagram if you want to follow me. Jonathan Ramsey, look me up. My logo is the show. My profile picture is the 4th and 25 logo. Otherwise, appreciate y'all checking me out. We're going to close this thing always with a little bit of a Bible verse. Share a little bit of the Lord's Word. At number 5, I'm still ranking in my head. Galatians 6, verse 9, and let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. From the book of Galatians. All right, guys. Again, thank y'all so much. We are back Tuesday and Thursdays. 1 o'clock is our show time. I know I started just a little after 1 today, but we had to fix the background on here, and we had a couple of audio things. But sorry for the interference. If you heard it I had it through my earbuds, so we just went to the regular microphone. We're going to get some new equipment here before long, and hopefully a different backdrop before long. But appreciate y'all hanging out with me and listening to me yap a little bit about the great sport of college football. 18 days, baby. 18 days, and the FBS college football season is here. We're going to get rolling. Thursday show, defensive player rankings. If there's any newsworthy stuff, we'll talk about that. I will debate the SEC versus Big Ten debate. What conference is better? Which league is better? Everybody's got their opinions. I'm just going to give you mine. So we'll do Big Ten SEC debate plus defensive player rankings and special teams rankings. Not going to forget you kickers and punters. Next week on our 2 shows, Monday will be offensive rankings for offensive groups. Thursday will be defensive next week and special teams. And then that following week, as we build up to week 0, that Tuesday will be our G6 preview show with predictions for those conferences. And then the final show before week 0 on Thursday, August 27th. It'll be our season kickoff show where we will preview the Power 4 leagues, and we'll make all of our predictions. And then we'll head off to week 0. And then just to kind of let you know where we're going to go from there, the following week, as we count down to week 1, Tuesday will be recap day, recap, rankings, all that junk. And then that Thursday, every week, will be our preview prediction show for the following week. Okay? Guys, thank y'all so much for checking me out. Pretty proud of myself. I kept it under an hour today because I don't want to. I feel bad if I drag this thing to 2 hours. I don't want the shows to be too long. I want it to be at the right time, and hopefully this is a good one. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much for checking me out. It's good to be back. Needed a break. We all do. But I love this show. I love this sport. I hope someday this can lead to a career, but we'll see. Appreciate you guys. Thank y'all so much. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, and God bless.